Hello, 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 and wishing you a very good start into the week. Welcome to this rendition of our update, of our weekly market update. And let's see what happened here over the past couple of days. We actually had some quite nice price movements, which we can analyze now and maybe draw a conclusion from and find new trade ideas. So let's start with our usual suspect, the Bitcoin dominance. So far, we are still, you can see it yourself, we are still on track. We look at the daily. Yeah, we had a daily correction, very hard. Yeah, broke nothing really. We actually touched this low here. We didn't touch the higher one. We actually just dipped into it. This should be a continuation zone. We will see if the Bitcoin dominance actually manages to climb to the 62.4% we've been expecting here for quite some while. I still think so. There's no reason to change the plan. There's no pattern that has emerged on the weekly chart, for example, that would suggest a valid reversal. So far, it's all continuation. It's all bullish, at least for the Bitcoin dominance. What does that mean for us as traders? So, first, it means that since the Bitcoin dominance is so high, altcoins will not outperform Bitcoin so far. Most of them will underperform. Of course, there will be cases where single tokens will pump immensely. And it's of course those gains. Um, you can gamble on that. I rather wouldn't do that. I would rather wait for a clean break and then buy the retest because betting on something in this market is, at least in my opinion, very expensive very fast. So, Bitcoin dominance, it says to us, don't trade altcoins yet. It says keep on track, check what Bitcoin is doing because all altcoins will follow. Once we actually see a reversal pattern here, I expect it to be somewhere in this area. If it happens, we will definitely go full-fledged into altcoins once again. So now let's jump over to our Bitcoin chart. So this is the new weekly candle. This was last week. We spoke at the beginning of this candle. So let's change to the daily chart and see what happened here. So we identified a long setup on the daily that had no lower low in lower time frames because this first wick was deeper than the second one. Not a strong setup. Hasn't even been touched yet, so it just doesn't matter for us. On the daily chart, there was no entry for me to use a continuation setup to enter the trend here. If we go down to the 4 hours, then we can see that we actually had a continuation trade here at around 88k because there was, we spoke about this already. So this was the last valid long entry, at least on 4 hours and above that I spotted. There was another one right here at this point because this is also a low. We have a high, we have a lower low, and then this one here is not the higher high. This one's not, this is. This was our higher high, and then we retraced in this candle all the way down here into our entry zone, and then we went off. We can mark that out just for keeping track of everything and seeing or telling ourselves what kind of market direction we are currently in, even based on our own trading setups. So let's look at this zone here. For now, this is, at least for me, quite a bearish zone. If we look again, we can clearly identify some sort of a sell setup here. But those setups get printed regularly on uptrends, at least on 4 hours and below. That's why I tried to say, or that's why I said multiple times, that we will wait for a daily or even better, a weekly reversal pattern before we try to act here. Because those 4 hour patterns, even though it showed a nice reaction, we actually reached not even our first TP. It's just too risky to trade stuff like that. So we don't do this. So Bitcoin offers no new trading setup for today. I do bet we will see a trading setup in the very near future though. It's been due. The daily chart looks like an absolute shit. It does need some sort of a retrace, some sort of a retest, getting people out of their leverage position. And I think this will be the moment where we will find our entry. So let's jump over to Ethereum. Another Black Friday sale marketing. Why not? So we spoke about this weekly zone on Ethereum, a sell setup that Bitcoin didn't have. And yeah, it overshot by quite a much. How much was it? Was it 150? Almost no, 100. Okay, it overshot by $100, but then we had a nice retrace. So not a good trade, but as this is a weekly setup, it was a good indicator of direction. So now we have touched two more sell setups. The first one already happened, as you can see. That's this here. It's the daily sell zone above the weekly sell zone. We can just mark that out by 1 day QMC because it was a Quasimodo continuation setup, and we will mark it as yellow because this setup already happened. Same will be here. This already happened. So there's another zone for Ethereum to claim. This one, very important, 3579 or 3580, which is, you can see it yourself. This is the April 22 high just before we go into the real bear market. So this is a very important level. I guess we will see some sort of a bounce here or some sort of a reflection. Definitely some price movement. And then we have the next sell setup, which is quite a weak one. I marked it out here. And that's true, it is a weak one because it is a weekly sell setup. Is it? Oh yeah, it is, but it comes from here. Yeah, it's this setup here. Looks very scuffed. We can try to trade it again. It's on the weekly chart, but I rather just wait for a clean daily setup after reacting to a weekly setup to have a lower risk entry. So if you look at Ethereum now, we can see there is a sell zone, no, a buy zone that is currently valid, which is this one here. Beautiful one. Again, a low, a high, a lower low that has a wick below the first low, even though it's just slightly, and then a nice breakout pump. Very good. This is a good setup to trade here. Let's see if we can catch it, or if Ethereum actually does here what Bitcoin did in this area. So if you take a look at it, I think it's quite similar. Huh? It could be that Ethereum is now climbing the upper zone immediately, which would be this here, and then we will see a retest of the lower zone. But so far, we will just have to wait and see what the market gives us here to trade. Because again, forcing a trade, that's nothing you should do. It's not smart at all. Yeah, just don't do it. So let's jump over to SPX. Yeah, it's SPX 6,000 times. Amazing. This was my previous target. After we broke this, I set myself for 5.4, which was around here. Yeah, around this area. This is where I exited the stock market because for me, all psychological levels have already been taken. But it looks like the 6K level is actually a level people wanted to see, market makers wanted to see. So yeah, here we are. Nothing to feel bad about. We wrote big fat profits since the Corona dip. We had a very good exit point here, actually. Yeah, nothing to feel any sort of remorse. SPX still doing its thing. There's still no weekly reversal pattern. Once a weekly reversal pattern emerges, I will for sure notify you, and then we can see if we can actually trade it. So this one got delisted. We can remove it from here. And now let's just jump into one more chart I really like, which is the XRP chart. Because as you know, my XRP hit rate was really good, and that changed. Funny enough, the last sell setup we had didn't work out. We have to mark that. It's a template for a QMM buy. So if the price ever retraces back down here, we will use it as a long entry. Then we had our second sell zone here, which already got smacked through as well. And we will also make that to a QMM buy. Because if this holds and this holds, I don't think XRP will ever go down back to those zones. We almost went here on that wick. We didn't quite reach the zone I was expecting, but yeah, we almost made it. And I'm pretty sure that if we managed to break this top here, like really break it and retest it, XRP is going to higher numbers, and we definitely should expect that, not trade against it, but with the trend. So yeah, my short order here that got slapped. Yeah, we will just wait for a retest and a chance to get into our trade again, because it almost happened here. Actually, we could have already went long here. If you look at the 4-hour zone, I told you earlier that. Oh, 1 second. I told you earlier that we every time a trade fails. So, for example, if you look at this box here, we would have placed a short order at 5996. We have put our stop loss, for example, at 63115, stuff like this, or maybe just put it exactly on 11. And then once our stop loss gets hit, we will immediately create a new order once the price leaves in the direction of our stop loss. So our stop loss was here, price leaves upwards, and once price closes a candle outside of our short box, which was this candle here, we will immediately place a long order at the place where our last stop loss was. I think I explained this like 2 times now on stream. I'm gonna continue doing that. For us, that means that if we would have been trading XRP actively here, this would hit our stop loss. This candle would have told us, okay, get ready for a long order. And this next candle here would exactly have dipped into our stop loss. It would be a 63.14 cents or 111 cents entry. That's over 2x from here. Amazing stuff, amazing stuff. Definitely time to keep more eye on the charts now, to keep more eye on those setups, to look at lower time frames to see if you missed anything there, because I think that's like the biggest fear everybody has in the bull market. It's FOMO, the fear of missing out, the feeling of not being able to participate in market movements. And to prevent that from happening, at least for me, having a good technical analysis that explains the chart for me and that gives me a valid idea of where the price may move next, or if it does not move there, why it didn't, and how the price action played out. So yeah, I can just only encourage everybody of you who is not currently using technical analysis to boost their trading, to give it a shot, to find yourself a good trading system and stick to it. Consistency is key, as always. I myself took years as well to learn this shit, and I guess everybody will. At least if you're not like super gifted in this area. Alright guys, I'm gonna catch you for real now midweek, because I'm pretty sure we will have a juicy Wednesday and I wanna trade it. Maybe we will have our first live trading session on YouTube, or maybe on Kick or Twitch. I have not decided yet what live streaming platform I want to use, but as always, I will keep you updated. Thanks for listening and have a great day.